Hey everybody, Dr. Ray Blue here, and this is my movie review of The Magnificent Seven, directed by Antoine Fuqua and starring Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, and Vincent D'Onofrio. Denzel Washington plays Sam Chisholm, a duly sworn warrants officer and licensed peace officer with the right to kill as he hunts down wanted men to collect bounties on those he brings in dead or alive. So, kind of like most cowboy heroes of old or new. Chisholm is hired by a widow to avenge her town, which is being tormented by a wealthy, murdering villain. He gathers up 6 other dudes, and thus we have our film. This is a very predictable film that, while based on a classic western, does little to avoid the paint-by-numbers story seen in nearly every western movie ever made prior. The film is definitely not an original story, being a remake of the 1960s John Sturges film of the same name, when that itself a remake of the 1954 Japanese epic Seven Samurai. Coincidentally, it's nearly impossible to expect an original narrative here. A town threatened by a rich tycoon or landlord, etc., is liberated by lone cowboy, hired guns, or outlaws who avenge the widows and townfolk against the tyrannical bad guys. If you've ever seen any western film ever made, you've really already seen The Magnificent Seven. That being said, The Magnificent Seven are a diverse group of men, including an Asian knife thrower, a Comanche, Native American, an outlaw, frontiersmen, bandits, and the like. The cast all give good performances, particularly Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt, though the characters are all pretty stereotypical caricatures, and like the film itself, has every western cliche in the book. If you like westerns, though, you'll probably enjoy the film, cliches and all. It's certainly not a gritty film like Unforgiven, and offers a fair amount of comic relief throughout, particularly coming from Chris Pratt's character, who uses magic and card tricks to distract his dim-witted enemies as he offers up some predictable yet funny scenes. What would a western be without also having a widow seeking vengeance for her dead husband? And Haley Bennett does a great job here in her role as a feisty widow, Emma, who is believable and also much more than just a victim or damsel in distress. She gets her hands dirty in the fight and really is the one who gets the ball rolling in collecting the Magnificent Seven in order to bring justice back to her town. The cinematography of the film is wonderful and is shot beautifully. The action isn't excessively violent and yet is still believable and felt very much like watching westerns of old. It doesn't have too many jump cuts or gratuitous close-ups, and overall has the feel and style that one would expect of a western film. The film is pretty slow-paced really, and it takes time to gather its characters and provide each one with a bit of a backstory, enough that lets the audience feel like they have some idea who these men are. While a bit of a slow burner through the first 2 acts, the end of the film is pretty action-packed with a great shoot-'em-up finale, and won't be surprising by any means, but does satisfy the audience and wraps up everything nice. Again, the film is very much a paint-by-numbers western, so not many surprises to be had. Well, I can't say this movie will be getting any Oscar buzz. If you are looking for a good action-packed western, it is likely a film worth watching. Don't expect a masterpiece, however, but a good time watching old western-style shootouts and a classic style of vengeance we've seen in a great number of other films. And I'm not sure why all these recent westerns seem to like numbers in their titles. Hateful Eight, Ridiculous Six, Magnificent Seven, but that's another story. Well, I would recommend pretty much any of Clint Eastwood westerns before this film. The Magnificent Seven is a quality-made western that drips with cliché and hits every expectation one has for the genre. So while you may not want to run out and buy a $10 bucket of popcorn along with the $15 ticket to watch a story that you've been told numerous times before, it is a movie that offers a good time, some great action accompanied by a number of laughs, and all with a star-studded cast that makes it worth checking out. Not a film required for any quality home movie collection, but one that lovers of western genre may very well enjoy and add to their cowboy movie collection. Thank you for watching. Please comment below with your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends, and help spread the madness.